Today I am in Amsterdam, but not for the reasons that a lot of British people are in Amsterdam and come to Amsterdam. The Netherlands is a place that absolutely adores football just as much as us, so I thought whilst I'm here in Amsterdam for a main channel video, I'd come down and do the first ever shirt shopping on CCFC. Shout out to Ellis, he would be here with me, but he's in Norway filming over some ridiculous thing.
We're on a tractor on a sofa waving to a potato.
We are at the Waterloo Plein Market currently, and there is a huge array of vintage shops all around the area, and this market has over 300 stalls. I'm hoping for some good buys. I'm also hoping for, I've got a budget of like 200 euros. I'm hoping to find some Schalke shirts, because we're only like 2.5 hours away on like a train from the wonderful Gelsenkirchen. I'm excited. It should be, I feel like a bargain. But there is a high chance, because the country loves football, that the prices the prices of football shirts may have seeped over here, because you cannot possibly find a bargain in the UK anymore. It is impossible. They don't even make it to the vintage market or charity shop, but I think we might be good here. Let's find out. We've just seen a football rail. Ed just found a lead stop.
I think is it fake? It looks well washed. I don't know if it's fake.
It's got JD Sports on the side. Hamilton Academy. Academical? What is that? Scottish? Got a Barcelona. That looks fake. That looks fake, that one. That's not real. Greenock Morton. But these sort of ones have to be real, because who's faking a Greenock Morton?
No offence to them, but who would fake it?
Yeah. Aberdeen goalkeeper. See a little Nike. Is that real? This is very hard to. Ooh, a little Adidas template. This is already more promising than absolutely anywhere in England ever.
Speaking of, does it have the flag?
Oh, controversial.
Look what
very
they've done to
controversial.
our flag. Our flag. Yeah. It's out in it.
That's fake. It didn't have the collar. That's the key. The collar was a bit messed up. It's kind of promising, but it's also definitely just fake.
Loud Water FC.
Ooh,
Big
that kind of goes hard.
Thank you.
I love a little foot. The Sony sponsors class.
Loud Water. Where's Loud Water, do you reckon?
It's not very English, is it?
No.
It's not Scottish.
Maybe it's Dutch. Loud Water. Maybe it's pronounced like that or something. I don't know.
I don't. Would it be called Water here? It's definitely Nike team wear. So it's almost like a Sunday League kit.
I feel like it might be, yeah.
But it's a really good badge. I'm loving that badge.
It's lovely.
That is unbelievable. Fair play to Loudwater FC. Now, one of my favourite things about vintage shopping and finding shirts like this is that you can then Google where on earth the club is from, and they're from High Wycombe. And they haven't actually existed since 2013, 11 years ago, which I find fascinating, how this shirt has ended up here 11 years later in Amsterdam. It is. Oh, that'll fit you, Ed.
You reckon?
Look at that. Right, got scum. Right, we're looking for Schalke. It's pretty nice. How much is it?
I don't know. How much is this one? 20.
Ooh. Oh, look at a little Carling Premiership number.
Yeah.
I mean, it's almost my name. I like it. It's Heracles. I always pronounce it Heracles. Ooh, I had this one, but then I got really wham, so it's too small for me now. Ooh, it's a nice one there. It's a small. And not real. Witten Albion. I love finding just random England shirts nowhere near England. Like, how does a Rotherham shirt end up here?
I've got no idea, but I love it.
I'm liking this little Adidas template. I always intend to buy template. Oh, what the FSG Mainz. It's quite nice. The only problem is I don't know when I'd wear it. and I'm really specific with what I buy, because otherwise you end up like Ellis and you have a whole other room in your house just for football shirts, which is pretty cool, Ellis, if you're watching. Ellis, if you're not watching,
It's a bit weird.
that's some alarming use of space in London there, isn't it?
Juniors FC.
One for Schofield.
Also, Greece.
Ooh, Benfica. I do like Benfica out of all the Portuguese teams. Is that a cricket top?
I've got absolutely no idea.
That's got to be cricket, isn't it?
Does
I like
Scotland
that.
have a cricket top?
I like this.
That is nice.
That bit's nice. I'm assuming these are all 20 quid. I wasn't the biggest fan of this German one.
This feels quite you.
That is very me.
Yeah.
That's like the Liverpool 90s template.
Yeah.
But it's not Liverpool, which makes it really good. Land Gashaus Sheer.
That is lovely.
Little German. Anything on the back?
12.
12. Watford. Come all this way to see a Watford shirt. Sickening. Honestly, these were all fake, and they were some of the funniest, worst fake badges you will ever see, and that I've ever seen. Show me Schalke. I want Schalke. Oh, Tottenham. Tottenham. So we moved on to the next stall. And I mean, this is small, but it probably applies to me. Legend of the soccer game, soccer team. SK Landskouter. I like Googling random clubs that you find and seeing where they've come from. Hobby Kicker Nordendorf. Oh! Schalke, 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 Schalke. Look at that bad boy. That is... It reminds me of Naldo. The issue is, this is so unbelievably fake. You can just tell, neckline, badge, slightly different colour. Shame about the Gazprom sponsor. I wish it would fall off all of mine that I've got. Just sewn on cloth badge, not real. It's a shame, but it's promising that they've even got a fake one here. Just, you know, pretty cool shirt that regardless. That's what it feels like to be me every day. Just two lions, a good and a bad one, battling it out. Unbelievably fake PSG shirt. Really fascinating if I find anything that's real. Fortuna Wormmerveer. Interesting collar there. Absolutely reeks. I'd be giving that an absolute 3 out of 10. This is a battle against the elements and a battle against forgery. Always a United shirt. One day, vintage markets across the world will be full of Manchester City shirts, and I'll find a 2007-8 fake in the middle of nowhere, and it will be like, wow, that'll be a moment where we've made it.
Yeah,
we made it.
Really
Yeah, and that'll be the silver lining when we're sitting in League Two. I prefer League Two. It's better football, actually. It's way more technical and it's more real. So send us even if we're not guilty, send us down. All right, take me. I want to go to away to Barrow. They've got submarines on their kit. That's a worthy adversary in my book. Not bloody Southampton. Right, that is the Waterloo Plain Market done. Mainly fakes. You had the one guy who may have had some real bits under his little tarp, but it is unfortunately pissing it down with rain today. But he said they were all new shirts. I'm not looking for new. I want it to be like an old. I want it to have a little bit of a whiff for an old fat fella who bought it many moons ago, which now fits me, a muscly fella. I've seen some videos and I'm pretty sure there are some bargains and some good finds to be had, and I'm very excited that even though it was a fake, I'm excited that there was a Schalke shirt. That is very promising. I want a good Schalke bargain. To be fair, if I found an actual real Schalke shirt, I'd buy it here, like a legit, like current one or last season, because it is an absolute fortune to buy it and order it to the UK. It's a joke how much it still is on Adidas. I think the annoying thing is a lot of like vintage stuff. It's just fucking Barcelona, Real Madrid. I'm sick of both of those clubs. They are both shite. They can both piss off, to be brutally honest. Right, next up is Mood Indigo Vintage, and there's some more proper vintage shops around the similar area. It's fun, but at the moment I'm becoming more concerned with each passing rail. How is there a fake Leeds shirt here? Who's making a fake Leeds shirt? Who's that for? You can't be selling many of those. This is a vintage denim shop. And the candy opposite is now also completely empty and closed. But there is a Time Machine Vintage, Amsterdam's first vintage shop, which hopefully has a fucking football shirt in it, which is real. This vintage shop had a scarf bin where the scarves were €9.50 each. A couple interesting ones, but ultimately, who wants a football scarf? They're the people you ignore as you're walking to go watch a football match. They're not even fun to find, sadly. I found some Bayern Munich tracky bottoms. Is that success? I don't want them, but they're there, and they're real. They're definitely real, at least. Now, for €34, they had a retro United fleece, which may be a good gift for the worst person you know. I'm sick of finding United shirts. I hate it. They're always everywhere. Add them to Barcelona and Real Madrid. Almost successful. We found some real items, some Bayern Munich trackies, a United sweatshirt, but I hate both those clubs. But they're at least real. Maybe you don't hate them. That United fleece would probably go hard if you were, if you happen to be a bastard man who sports them. We are now on to Bidge On's Vintage. It's been a struggle, but there's a lot of vintage shops here. And they are actually, on the whole, not necessarily for sport, but on the whole, they're pretty well curated. They're pretty good. But let's try and find some football shirt worth buying. Even one that I can sell to you or give away. Maybe sell. Kind of want my money back. This looks promising. Oh, sporty rail. Please have just one good shirt. There was a Scotland training kit for a whopping €29, a bit of Adidas teamwear for €19, another bloody Aberdeen shirt. This is like the fourth Scottish shirt of the day. I'm convinced one Scottish fella has just given all his old football shirts in one of those charity bins by an Asda, and now I have to look at them all. I thought they loved football here. I thought this was going to be good. I'm fuming. I'm absolutely fuming. Anyone fancy looking like they work at FIFA? What could that possibly be from? Aesthetically football. Shocking. It's a good vintage shop though, just not for football shirts. The thing in Amsterdam is that there's like 4 lanes of traffic. You got to look, more. You got to look out for a tram. You got to look out for 2 lanes of bicycles. You got to look out for 2 lanes of cars. It's really irritating crossing the road. I don't know which way to look. Now the next place, Copper, is they just do football branded stuff. I don't know if they've got some licenses or whatever, but I have I had an old Cork City retro jersey remake, which was made by them, and it was really, really nice. The issue was that the armpits went a bit yellow, so it's either me or the deodorant, or it's just trials and tribulations of owning a white t-shirt. So I'm gonna go in. There's a high chance I'll buy something, but it won't count. It's not counting as a find, because you can just order it online, and it's not a bargain. It might be beautiful, and that's okay. It might make me feel pricky. Right, they're clearly undergoing some work outside. It looks like a shithole, but this looks slightly underground and cool. A Stoke remake bag. That's pretty cool. Crystal Palace one. Oh, Batiste. So you'll notice they've got the official badge. I think they license it. I don't know how they get the licenses for stuff, so they can sort of a bit like Scoredrawy remake it, but they've just done it in a much cooler way. I've seen a Cork City one, which is in a small. If it's in a large, I might get it. I think for some reason why it feels more acceptable. It's made by Copper. It feels a bit real. I'll take it. If it says Scoredraw in it, I'm not interested. If it says Copper, I'm kind of interested. Maybe it's just the branding. Look at this old Irish shirt. That's not what I'm looking for. Maybe if they're Cork City shirt in a large, but it's definitely worth popping in if you are in Amsterdam. Ed has just notified me there's a surprise at a vintage shop he is in right now. So I'm heading there as we speak. And it sounds promising. And no, it wasn't this Bayern Munich shirt. Not the Al Balade Nasser shirt. Not the Rotterdam. Not these pricks. Although, look how bad that fake Adidas badge is. That is funny. Ed had found a 2004 to 06 City Home shirt. Maybe we have made it, lads. The first name that comes to mind when I see this is Trevor Sinclair, for some reason. But for $34.99, this shirt was real, but in horrendous quality. The Thomas Cook sponsor is impossible to not break and destroy in the wash, so that's fine. But even the Reebok badge was cracking. However, it was marginally cheaper than the equivalent on classic football shirts, for example, but not good enough for me to buy. After that, there was a bargain retro Bayern sweatshirt for just €25, but that's not Schalke, is it? Okay, I can't be buying that. 10 quid for some France 90s, early noughties. I mean, it's actually quite tempting. I'm just not sure where I would wear them. I then met back up with Ed in the scarf shop from earlier, and there was another surprise.
Hello.
Ed has found the OG City badge, for me at least, scarf. £12.50. Now it was time to catch my flight home, and I was beginning to fear I wouldn't find a single good football shirt to purchase at all. A terrible, terrible start to shirt hunting on CCFC. And then I'd gotten through airport security and was waiting in departures for my flight home. And there was one last opportunity to buy a football kit. Ajax home, Ajax away, Ajax training, and Feyenoord home. I decided to let the ratings of Football Kit Archive decide which one I should purchase and take home with me. This is what I've bought, and I'm not particularly happy. I derided this shirt in the final Leaked Kits videos for this season. No, just about. I sort of don't mind the colours scheme. I'm liking the all blacked out sort of items. It looks a little bit burgundy in the middle there. I hope it's not. No, not for me. I still have the exact same opinion seeing it and wearing it in person. Now it's a lovely fit. It's a beautiful fit, but that's just down to Adidas. I'm sure they're all the same template. It's just a bit like meh. And I think it's all right. The pattern inside is sort of fine. The lighting is sort of dimming it a little bit, but it's not subtle. It's not subtle printing. Apart from that, the burgundy's all right. It's just not very inspiring. I probably would have liked it more if it was more of a brutal red, to be honest, than a burgundy. If it was like their proper red, it'd probably be nicer, to be honest. 84 fucking quid this cost. 87, I've said it wrong. This was the highest rated. This was 4.2, Ajax home was 4, Feyenoord home was 3.7, and the Ajax training, shockingly, was 3.5. The only positive is that it's nice to know that even based just on images, I can predict what is a good and a bad shirt. It's nice to know I proved myself right. It's fine. It's just fine and just not very me. It's passable. Fucking hell, it's expensive, isn't it? I could have bought the fucking Schalke shirt. Shit.